Have you ever looked up at the stars and wondered about your place in the universe? For thousands of years we have asked the same questions. Who are we? Why are we here? And how can we live a good life? This last question is a search for something we call prosperity. It is a deep human need. We all want to feel secure. We all want to feel that our lives have meaning. This is not a new idea. It is a story as old as humanity itself. It is a journey we are all on, together, across time. We often think prosperity is about having a lot of money, piles of gold, a big house. But is that all there is? The ancients did not think so. They saw a bigger picture. To them, a rich life was about more than just material things. It was about a wealth of the spirit, a richness in your family and your community. It was about having a healthy body and a clear mind. They understood that true prosperity was a circle. It connected everything. Your health, your work, your relationships, and your spirit. It was a complete way of living. This journey to understand prosperity takes us back in time. We travel to the land of the pharaohs, along the fertile Nile River. We walk through the bustling marketplaces of ancient Greece, where great minds debated the meaning of life. We explore the vast empire of China, guided by the wisdom of philosophers. And we sit by the sacred rivers of India, listening to ancient truths. These civilizations have long since vanished, but their ideas have not. Their secrets about living a truly prosperous life are still here, waiting for us to rediscover them. What can these old voices teach us now? In a world that moves so fast, a world of instant messages and endless noise, their wisdom is more important than ever. They remind us to slow down, to look at what truly matters. They teach us that building a rich life is not a race. It is a craft. It requires patience. It requires balance. It requires looking not just at our bank accounts, but into our own hearts. The secrets are not buried in tombs. They are timeless lessons for all of us. Let us begin our journey in ancient Egypt. Imagine the Great Nile River. Every year it would flood its banks. It brought rich black soil to the land. This soil allowed crops to grow. It fed the people. For the Egyptians, this was the foundation of prosperity. It was a gift from the gods, but it was also a lesson. They believed in Maat. This was the principle of order, balance, and justice. A prosperous life, like the fertile land, needed order. Everything had its place. Everyone had a role. When society was in balance, everyone could thrive. Prosperity in Egypt was deeply connected to the afterlife. They spent great effort building tombs and pyramids. Was this just for the kings? No, it was about a belief in eternity. They believed that your actions on earth mattered for your journey beyond. To live a good life now was an investment in your forever. The famous Book of the Dead contains a spell called the Negative Confession. A person would declare, "I have not stolen," or "I have not caused pain." True wealth was having a pure heart ready for eternal life. It was about living with integrity. The Egyptians also valued community. No single person could build a pyramid. It took thousands of people working together. They were farmers, builders, scribes, and priests. They understood that their individual well-being was tied to the well-being of their nation. A famous Egyptian proverb says, "A man's ruin lies in his tongue." This teaches us the importance of careful speech. To build a strong community, you must speak with kindness and truth. You must not cause division. This social harmony was a form of national wealth. This idea of order and eternity shaped everything. Their art, their laws, their daily routines. They believed that if you lived in harmony with Maat, you would be blessed, not just with food and shelter, but with peace of mind. Their prosperity was not about quick gains. It was about building something that would last forever, a stable family, a just society, an honorable soul. They teach us that true wealth is built on a solid foundation of order, purpose, and a view toward the long future. Now, we travel to the bright shores of ancient Greece. Here, thinkers like Socrates and Aristotle walked the streets. They asked big questions. For them, the greatest wealth was not gold, but wisdom. Socrates famously said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." He believed that true prosperity came from knowing yourself, from understanding your own thoughts and actions. If you did not understand yourself, how could you build a good life? This inner wealth was more valuable than any treasure a king could own. It could never be stolen. The Greeks also had a powerful concept, eudaimonia. This is often translated as happiness, but it means much more. It means human flourishing. It is the joy that comes from living a life of virtue and purpose. Aristotle taught that you achieve this not by chasing pleasure, but by becoming the best version of yourself, by developing courage, wisdom, and justice. A famous Greek proverb states, "A society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they shall never sit in." This shows that their idea of prosperity was tied to creating a better future for the community. Let us now fly across the world to ancient China. Here, philosophers like Confucius and Lao Tzu offered their own path to a rich life. Confucius taught that a prosperous society is built on strong family and community bonds. He spoke of Ren, which means humaneness or benevolence. He said, "Do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself." This simple rule was the key to social harmony. When everyone treated each other with respect, the entire nation would prosper. The wealth of China was in its people and their relationships. Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism, had a different view. He taught that prosperity comes from living in harmony with the Tao, the natural flow of the universe. He said the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. This teaches us patience. He also said, "He who is contented is rich." For Lao Tzu, true wealth was not in having more, but in needing less. It was about finding peace in simplicity. By letting go of constant desire, you could find a deeper, more lasting form of contentment. Both Confucius and Lao Tzu saw prosperity not as a destination, but as a way of being. So what do these ancient secrets mean for us today? We live in a world of incredible technology and global connection. Yet many of us feel more stressed and less fulfilled than ever. The wisdom of the ancients offers an anchor. The Egyptian focus on ma'at, or balance, reminds us to create order in our own chaotic lives, to find a healthy balance between our work, our rest, and our relationships. Are we building something that will last, like a pyramid, or are we chasing things that will fade tomorrow? The Greek idea of eudaimonia challenges our modern definition of success. Are we just chasing a bigger salary, or are we striving to become better human beings, to flourish? Their wisdom tells us to invest in ourselves, to learn new skills, to read, to spend time in nature, to examine our own lives. The Chinese philosopher Confucius reminds us of the power of community. In a world where many feel isolated, his teachings encourage us to strengthen our bonds with family, friends, and neighbors. A simple act of kindness can build more wealth than we can imagine. And what about Lao Tzu's wisdom of contentment? In a culture that constantly tells us to buy more, to want more, his voice is a powerful reminder. He asks us to look at what we already have, to find joy in the simple things, a quiet morning, a walk with a loved one, a good meal. This does not mean we should not have ambitions. It means that our happiness should not depend on them. True prosperity is a state of mind. It is a feeling of gratitude for the present moment. It is a wealth that is always available to us, right here, right now. The past is not a distant, dusty place. It is a library of human experience. The Egyptians, Greeks, and Chinese were not so different from us. They faced challenges. They sought happiness. They wanted a better life for their children. Their search for prosperity left us a map that leads not to buried gold, but to a richer way of living. By embracing their timeless wisdom, balance, virtue, community, and contentment, we can unlock the secrets to building a truly prosperous future for ourselves and for all of humanity.